Hello, welcome to our YouTube channel. In today's video, we will take you on an exciting journey through the beginning to the end of World War II. The global conflict that changed world history and left a deep mark on every corner of the planet. Let's get started. Explore how this war started, what happened during the war, and how it ended. Let's get started. After World War I, 1914 to 1918, ended in the defeat of Germany and its allies, the victorious nations felt the need to put German leaders on trial and set strict treaty conditions that most Germans found demeaning. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919, stipulated various restrictions on Germany, including demilitarization, large war reparations, and an admission of guilt for the start of World War I. This agreement created tension among the German people and aroused a higher spirit of nationalism, cultivating a desire for revenge among politicians and military. In 1933, Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party rose to power in Germany after winning political support in elections. Hitler became Chancellor in January 1933 and immediately began consolidating power by stripping away civil rights and citizen liberties, as well as establishing a police state and setting up concentration camps to detain opposition and those deemed undesirable. In 1936, Hitler announced the annexation of the Rhineland region, which was the first step in the Nazi expansionist policy. The following year, Germany and Italy supported Francisco Franco's fascist militias in the Spanish Civil War, 1936 to 1939, during which the Germans tested new weapons and their military strategy. In 1938, Germany occupied Austria in the Anschluss, adding to Germany's territory under the pretext of racial unity. In September of that year, Adolf Hitler claimed the German-speaking lands of the Sudetenland, territory of Czechoslovakia. Britain and France attempted to resolve the crisis with diplomacy and met with Hitler at the Munich Conference, where they agreed to the surrender of the territory of Czechoslovakia to Germany on the condition that there would be no further German demands for the territory. However, German ambitions were not satisfied, and on September 1, 1939, German troops invaded Poland using swift and devastating Blitzkrieg tactics. Britain and France declared war on Germany 2 days after the invasion. With the attack on Poland, World War II began. World War II was a war involving great powers from various continents and various alliances. Here are some of the main events during the war. Western Europe, 1940. After conquering Poland, Germany launched a swift invasion of Western Europe. They invaded Denmark and Norway to secure supply routes, and then conquered the Netherlands and Belgium. German forces experienced success in the offensive into France, pushing Allied troops to the Dunkirk coast, where a major evacuation operation, Operation Dynamo, took place to save Allied troops from the German encirclement. Battle of Britain, 1940. After the failed invasion of Britain, Operation Sea Lion, Germany tried to destroy the Royal Air Force, RAF, to facilitate a ground invasion. In this intense air battle, the German Air Force, Luftwaffe, engaged the RAF, but the British managed to thwart German invasion plans. The War in Eastern Europe, 1941. In June 1941, Germany broke the non-aggression treaty with the Soviet Union and launched a major offensive against Russia in Operation Barbarossa. The offensive initially succeeded in quickly overwhelming the Soviet army and capturing large areas, including Minsk, Kiev, and Sevastopol. However, Germany was in dire straits due to the long war campaigns and harsh winters. The Soviet Union mounted strong counterattacks, such as the Battle of Stalingrad, 1942 to 1943, which was a turning point in the war on the Eastern Front. War in the Pacific, 1941 to 1945. On December 7, 1941, Japan attacked the U.S. naval base at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, leading to U.S. involvement in the war. Japan gained control of territories in the Asia-Pacific and had initial successes, including the conquest of the Philippines, Singapore, and Hong Kong. However, Allied forces conducted counter-campaigns, such as the Guadalcanal campaign and the Battle of Midway, that changed the fortunes of the war in the Pacific. Battles in North Africa, 1940 to 1943. Allied forces, primarily the British under General Bernard Montgomery and the United States under General Dwight D. Eisenhower, fought against the Axis forces, led by General Erwin Rommel the Desert Fox, in the Sahara Desert. The Allied forces eventually defeated the German and Italian forces in North Africa. Western Front, 1944 to 1945. In 1944, the Allies launched a major offensive in Western Europe, with the landings in Normandy, Operation Overlord, on June 6, 1944, D-Day. The Allied forces managed to seize territory in France and advance towards Germany. The Battle of Ardennes, fought during the winter of 1944, became one of the fiercest and bloodiest battles to occur on the Western Front. On May 8, 1945, Germany surrendered unconditionally to the Allies, which became known as Victory in Europe Day, VE Day. However, the war has not ended completely as there is still active conflict in the Pacific. In April and May 1945, Soviet troops captured Berlin and Adolf Hitler committed suicide in a bunker. On May the 7th and 8th, German troops surrendered to the Soviets, marking the end of the war in Europe. The war in the Pacific continued after Germany's surrender. But on August the 6th and 9th, 1945, the United States dropped atomic bombs on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, causing mass death and great destruction. On August 15, 1945, Japan's Victory Day, Japanese Emperor Hirohito declared Japan's formal surrender to the Allies. The Japanese surrender agreement was signed on September 2, 1945, aboard the U.S. battleship USS Missouri, in Tokyo Bay, ending the war officially. After World War II, several important events occurred. In 1945, the United Nations was founded as an international organization to prevent war and resolve international conflicts. In addition, World War II also caused the division of Germany into two parts: West Germany, which was under the control of the United States, Great Britain, and France, and East Germany, which was under the Soviet Union. Various political military blocs then emerged, such as NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, led by the US, and the Warsaw Pact led by the Soviet Union, which marked the era of the Cold War. World War II left a complex and profound legacy around the world. The war resulted in tens of millions of deaths and caused major infrastructure damage in various countries. More than that, this war also shaped the post-war world, which marked a shift in power, political, economic, and social change that underlies the current form of world order. World War II was a war that covered almost the entire world and occurred from 1939 to 1945. The beginning of the war began when Nazi Germany invaded Poland on September 1, 1939, which was then followed by the declaration of war by Britain and France against Germany. This conflict involved many countries and alliances, including Western Europe, Eastern Europe, North Africa, and the Pacific. Germany had a successful start with swift offensives across Western and Eastern Europe, but was then met with stiff resistance from Allied and Soviet forces. On May 8, 1945, Germany surrendered unconditionally to the Allies, marking the end of the war in Europe. However, the conflict in the Pacific continued into August 1945. After the United States dropped 2 atomic bombs on Japan, Japan surrendered on August 15, 1945, marking the official end of World War II. Thank you for accompanying us on this journey through the history of World War II. The events that occurred during this war have left a deep mark on world history and shaped the post-war world we know today. Let's learn from the past and strive to create a better and peaceful future. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share this video with your friends. See you in the next video.